Apology for continuity errors, my phone has no storage, so take that what you will. Hello, so I don't know if I'm gonna post this on my already existing channel or make a new one specifically for rabbit care, but whatever this is uploaded on, hello, I'm gonna be talking about what type of enclosure you should get for your rabbit. I don't really like to call it a cage, it doesn't really have a nice stigma to it, but either way I'm going to be talking about what kind of solutions you've thought of or maybe you've seen and how well that actually how well it's actually executed. I have a rabbit, he's right next to me, he's eating. I wish I could put him in the shot, but I just can't find anywhere that is a good enough lighting and is easy to sit and talk. But I assure you he's right next to me, you can probably hear him eating. So I've had my rabbit for almost over a year now, and I've learnt a lot and I've spent a lot of money on things that really weren't worth it. So I'm gonna tell you my experiences so you can save the dosh. So originally I bought these metal, what are they called, crates? Not crates, but I guess in a way metal crates. That idea was actually suggested by other rabbit YouTubers, and then you get these zip ties, and then you zip tie these crates together, and then you can just make your own enclosure. That isn't really cheap, and it's not really worth it. Like, it doesn't look particularly neat in my point of view, and like, zip ties aren't great for the environment. And I don't really want to constantly keep disconnecting them and tie a new one together if a certain idea doesn't work. But anyway, I tried that for a while, and I changed it just because like each individual crate was quite expensive. I just felt like it wasn't really worth it. Maybe for something, if you want to like block off like a bedside table or something, maybe that would be a better solution instead of buying a huge cage, a puppy dog cage. You can just buy some zip ties and these little metal crates. But personally for me, like, didn't work out, but that is a solution you can do. And those metal crates are useful still. I still have them. I use them to catch Max in the garden if he's being a bit difficult. I kind of block off an area with it. Number 2, now this one's a strange one. I thought of this idea because I thought, oh well, there's no bars. Like, I wanted to stop bar chewing because like that's just a bad habit in general. Like, it's really bad for rabbits' teeth, and also it's just annoying. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna buy some baby gates. Now, I haven't seen baby gates advertised. It was just like an idea I came up with. And I tried 2 sets of baby gates. The first one I tried, it was easy to put together, but stupidly, I thought the hole in the middle of the baby gate would be too small for my rabbit to hop through. And Max is very, very persistent, and then eventually he actually figured out, oh, I can actually hop through those holes, and he got out the gates, which was great. And then, so I bought another pair of baby gates, which didn't have a hole in the middle, and they actually were like bars. They were like plastic bars, but like they weren't easy to chew. But these baby gates were so hard to put together. Like, they were the stiffest thing. they were the stiffest thing to work with. Okay, they were the stiffest thing to work with. I actually had to like ask my boyfriend to help me maneuver these gates because I literally was not strong enough to move them myself or to lock them in. And they worked great for a while, but they just weren't tall enough. Eventually Max like jumped over them basically. They were good at preventing him to get to certain areas, like say like papers or something, but when it got to an open area he could still jump over it. So like baby gates, they're not great. They're not great. I wouldn't recommend baby gates. Also, they're expensive. Like, the ones I bought were like £60 off Amazon. Like, not worth it. And the last thing I have settled on, and I feel is the best thing you can get for your rabbit to close off areas is just a large puppy pen. And there's certain puppy pens I would recommend more than others. On certain puppy pens, there's this thick layer of plastic or tar, and I personally do not like these sorts of puppy pens because when your rabbit does chew on the bars, like they most likely will, because they chew on it. Rabbits are constantly chewing. Chances are they will eventually find a bar and chew it. It's really obvious they've chewed on that area as they've chewed off this black tar, and it just makes the fence look really tatty really quickly. And also I don't think it's particularly good for their health to digest this like black plastic. I think it's there for like added protection. I really don't like those types of fences, especially if your rabbit is a constant chewer like mine. So I've bought just a plain metal puppy fence, and it's one of the cheaper options you can get. They're really big and they're quite tall, so your rabbit is not likely going to jump over them. And also, if your rabbit does decide to chew the bars, like it's not obvious your rabbit has chewed the bars. But obviously try and discourage that behaviour. If you see it, like you can get like a foul smelling odour and then you spray it on the bars, and then it will discourage your rabbit from chewing, but it's not a permanent thing. Like you always have to constantly spray the areas where your rabbit is chewing because it doesn't last forever. I also saw these other products which on the surface seem like a good idea, just like the baby gates, but like they're plastic whiteboards in a way. They're plastic like boards, and then you connect them together with some clips. That's just basically what it is. I'll show a picture of it. Some people like them. Most people don't like them because they're so flimsy and easily chewable. Like the purpose of me buying it would be, to try and prevent my rabbit from chewing because there's nothing to chew. Your rabbit will find a way to chew them, and they're very flimsy and it won't keep your rabbit in one area if they're persistent. I remember reading one review and the person liked it because their rabbit was probably quite old and like didn't have a lot of energy, so didn't really ruin the boards in a way, and it just kept him in one area. But I guess it just depends on your rabbit's personality whether or not you want to buy these. They look nice, but they're just not practical, and also they're really expensive for what they are. I would recommend the metal puppy pens. I've also bought 2 recently, so you can like mold them around your room, and they're tall enough so your rabbit can't actually jump on your bed. My rabbit is, he doesn't go on my bed anymore because I've managed to stop him. My rabbit was notorious for peeing on my bed, and it's not because he didn't know where to go to the toilet, it's because he was territorial about my bed. Like some rabbits tend to pee on sofas and beds just because they want to say, that's mine. It's like, I know you can have my bed, I know it's yours, but please stop peeing on my bed. Like every other day I have to go outside like in my garden and try and clean the quilt covers as best I could.
We in wrong place.
I really don't agree with hutches, like, you know, the bog standard hutch in your garden with like hardly any room for your rabbit to run around. Like I think those are really, really cruel and are very outdated. Some people get a hutch as well as like a puppy fence, so your rabbit has a place to hide and sleep, but it's not permanently locked in there, like the doors are always open. Like depends how you use the equipment, but just shoving your rabbit outside in the garden in this small hutch is just cruel. Like your rabbit is not going to have a good time. I would say like the minimum amount of space would be like 4 times your rabbit, if that makes sense. Like just picture your rabbit 4 times in front of him, and then that's how big your enclosure should be, like minimum, because obviously your rabbit needs at least some space to run, and obviously do not keep your rabbit locked up in this puppy pen forever. Like that's not enough space. This setup I have is solely for for the evenings. So my rabbit comes into the house in the evenings because I'm not leaving him outside. And say if it's like a horrible day outside, or like it's just pouring it down, he can stay inside and he'll still be happy, but he's not permanently stuck in my room. Even though there is a lot of space, like I wouldn't say it's enough space to keep him preoccupied, especially as he's young. He has a lot of energy. Like right now, I've put him out in the garden and he has the entire garden to play in, and I go out and see if he's okay. And he goes around eating my mum's plants. But literally, a puppy pen is just, think of it as like just a temporary place for your rabbit to stay. He doesn't live there. Because that's just cruel, and your rabbit isn't going to have a fun time, and he's probably going to get really frustrated in that small space. Honestly, it's just trial and error with your individual rabbit. You will learn as you go. Like my setup was completely different a year ago. And your rabbit, when you first get him, he's probably going to be really shy and reserved, and then eventually throughout the months he's going to get more he's going to get more excited, he's going to get more curious, and then you'll find flaws in your own setup, and then you have to buy things to kind of fix your flaws. But literally my setup, like I've boarded away my bed so my rabbit can't get to my bed. He has a huge like area to run around in and binky and lay down. He's got a litter box, he's got loads of toys to keep him preoccupied, lots of things to chew especially. And a pro with the wire metal bars is that you can tie things onto them. Like you can like tie a salt lick or like some wooden toys your rabbit can chew. But obviously don't just watch my video, watch loads of other people. I've seen recently I found this YouTuber who is into bunny care, and she's really thorough, and she just makes her videos are just really well made and educating. And she's called the Bunny Lady, and I found her videos especially very helpful, along with like Lennon the Bunny. Although Lennon the Bunny, like her views, like she's very set in her ways. I like her videos, but some things I'm a bit like, some people just can't do that. But the Bunny Lady, like I feel like she's just very knowledgeable with rabbits. Okay, so that's everything I can think of at the moment to say about this subject. So thank you for giving me the time of day. I hope I've been helpful to some degree. But yes, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, and if not, there's always next year. But yeah, hopefully 21 will be a better year for all of us. But yes, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Okay, as I was saying, hello Max. But this is Max. He's pretty cool. So,
Bossy. This is my bed too, you know. Can't boss me around in my own bed. Stop